What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Today we got a 2012 GMC Acadia and we're gonna replace these front struts. I'm gonna show you how to do it. I'm gonna grab the other one. So here's the second one. Alright, we're gonna be replacing both of these. But let me pull one out and show you. So the part number on this one is 182518 Roadmatic Monroe's, okay? These are complete assemblies. Let me see the part number on this one. 182518. 1825. So they're the same part numbers, they're interchangeable, okay? Right and left is the same thing. Let's pop them out. And this is what it looked like. The reason why they're interchangeable is because you see this? It has two holes. It has this little bracket here, and this is where the sway bar linkage go. So if you put it on the opposite side, it's interchangeable. All right, this is a complete assembly. Do have 3 bolts in the top and 2 in the bottom. Sway bar linkage. We gotta be careful with the ABS line. We're gonna do it completely right, okay? And let's get this job going. All right, I got the GMC lined up on my lift. So the first thing we're gonna do is you're gonna have to take off. See, this one has a cover. This comes right off. You're probably gonna need a screwdriver to lift this up, and this thing should come up. You see, this one's missing. It has a bolt underneath. So what you're gonna do is a flathead will work really good, and that thing will pop up just like that, and that looks like a 15mm. But anyways, let me go get the proper tool. We're gonna remove this bolt and that bolt. All right, so I got my proper socket. By bolt I meant was a nut. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn this. Try to hold this. I'm holding the camera with my other hand, so I'm gonna just be slowly and gently. Just try to put your hand in it. You see, when I turn this, it's gonna try to move, but it should just come right off, just like that. And this little guy. So there's the bolts for the shirts are down there. This come pop right off. Save this. Do not lose this. You're gonna do the same thing for the second nut here. You might have to use extension. If you need to use extension, use extension. And make sure when you put this back together, your wiper blades are sitting in the same spot. Test them, because they will hit the edges once they go up if you misalign them, and they might not clean all the way. And there's a second one. After that, this thing should, you might have to force this up with a fork. But we're gonna go further. Let's remove all these little clips, because this clips is what's holding this cover here down. That's two. And you're gonna do the same thing here and there, and plus you're gonna have to remove this ground. And with this ground, all you do is you turn it. That looks like a 15mm. You just turn this ground, and this ground will simply just come right off. And they should have really made this like a small cover here. Okay guys, the reason why I didn't go any further here was because I know some of you might not have tool. So remove the clips. What we're gonna do is we're gonna lift this up. You have more than enough room. Just be careful with this line here. This is a washer fluid line. So you can lift it up over here, and we'll reach in there. We just need to remove the 3 bolts underneath there, okay? Don't remove that center bolt. Just remove the 3 bolts on the edges there. But after you have everything disassembled. So I want you to not bother any of this, okay? Please. I know I want to go further, take this apart, but I know some of you do not have this tool. You could use a slide hammer or a fork. I am gonna put this back, and that's the way we're gonna do it, okay? So let's get this in there, and remove the ground over there. Remove all the clips, and we should be able to pop this up as well. All right guys, take a look at my little invention. I put a bottle on there, and you should be able to reach from right here and get everything loosened up. And once it's loose, you can do it by hand. All right, so we're gonna continue and make sure when you put it back together, that clip goes back to its position, and that's about it. Let's go underneath, take off the tires. All right, so in the wheel well, we're gonna remove this bolt. We're gonna remove this bolt. The line has more than enough flexibility. We're gonna take off the sway bar linkage bolt. We're gonna remove the harness here. We're gonna just get it out of the way, and that way we don't break the ABS sensor. And that's about it. Once you take off that linkage bolt, and that's about it. Okay, so we're gonna start off by removing the ABS sensor here. You can just pop open this clip here, and ABS line should just come out of there. In the bottom, we're gonna just have to get it out of the housing itself, because this little clip is gonna be reused onto the new one. And plus, we're gonna be removing this later on. I'll get that off because we are gonna be reusing that as well. Well, you know what? There you go. It's on the floor. Anyways, ABS line is out of the way. Let's clean this up a little bit. I was gonna spray some WD-40 here, but this thing is already more than enough lubricated. So let me match up a socket. And what you can do is you can put a number 8 socket here and turn it. Or a lot of times what I like to do is I like to put pry bar in the back of this, so it holds it for you and the bolt comes right off. Okay, so what you're gonna need is an 18 millimeter. And like I said, you can put it number 8. And if you don't get lucky like me, you're gonna have to probably heat it up or put on a number 8. So I didn't get lucky there. Give it a second try. So I'll put a pry bar in the back so it forces the joint inside to hold. And I can feel it a little bit, it's moving. But it doesn't want to come out. It's the hardest part on this job. Alright, I'm gonna give it a second try, but I got my mini ductor here. If you want to use a torch, you could use a torch. But I like to use this little guy. This guy is really good. Look at that, you see that? Check that out. Woo! Sizzling in seconds. It's so much smoke because this thing is it has an oil on it. That thing is cherry red. Thing is cherry red. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. I'm gonna still use a pry bar in the back end because that's gonna give it a little bit of leverage. Oh, there you go. It's up, baby. It's hot, don't touch it. Just let it drop on the floor. And the linkage comes out. Just be careful it doesn't melt your ABS line there. Alright, job of that mini ductor is done. Now we got more lighting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off this 24 millimeter right there. Alright, but this might end up spinning, so we're gonna have to put a wrench in the back end. There you go. Both nuts are out. Alright, so what happened here was right now if you take off these two stud bolts here, the whole thing's gonna fall down, but we don't want that. So it's okay if you want that. Let me get a small little hammer. So you can tap on these slowly. Just try not to damage the threads. One more thing I want to say is that once you do this, you're not going to throw off the alignment because these bolts does not have a alignment mechanism. Alright, so that one's out. What I like to do next is I'm going to have to hammer the second one out of there. Just be careful you do not hit the brake line. So, and also this light is bothering me here. So let me move the position of this light. All right, one thing I don't like is our brake line is flexing. So, but we are not gonna take out that. We're not gonna take out the rotor or anything. But what we're gonna do is, once this guy is out completely, there's too much oil on this. Whew, there you go. All right, we're gonna simply just let it sit there, okay? Hey guys, one thing I did was I put a floor jack underneath here, and the reason was I don't want to put too much stretch on that line. Plus, I'm not gonna be doing any heavy lifting. And once you have this out of there, look at that. All right, this is perfectly easy to do. And now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach in here, I'm gonna take out the 3 bolts. That's how simple it is. And you're not gonna see me take off these, but just take out the 3 bolts because it's hard to see down there anyway. Camera's not gonna pick up. Okay, so here's it's a 15 millimeter deep socket with this is like a 2-inch extension, 3/8 dry ratchet. And if you look in here, I have everything pretty much out. See that? Only 2 bolts are left. I left this, the one that you see in the bottom right now, that's the one holding everything up, and that one is immediately about to come out. And the whole strut is just moving down there. Let me just get this out of the way. And I'm gonna grab my light and put this down here. And I'm gonna show you, you're not gonna see me taking this part off. All you're gonna do is you're gonna hold this over here. And the last bolt I have in this corner over here is, that's the ones that left. You could take it, it's almost ready to come out, and I could turn it by hand. There's our strut. It's down and out, has all leaked out. So notice 1, 2, 3 bolts, 3 studs. There's no stud here. You're gonna position the new one in same direction. All right, you could turn this little guy. All right, if yours is not positioned right, you could just turn it, put it in, and then you could just twist the whole strut once it's in there. Time for me to put this baby back in. All right, so I'm gonna get this in there, and then we'll work down here once I have it in there. I got the strut in. It's very simple. Now we should be able to easily put this in. And if you're using this floor jack, check this out. Very simple. Floor jack did the job for me. And let me go grab the stud. And once you have one in, it's done pretty much. All you're gonna do is you're gonna tap this in. And it should go in slowly and easily. We do need to put the second one in so we can get proper angle. Once you tighten that bolt up, it's gonna stick everything in there. Make sure you put this in. Make sure you put the little clip here. Make sure you put the ABS line back in there. That's how simple the job is, guys. This goes in there. Don't forget to put this little guy back to its spot. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope this video helps you out. Once you're done, you know, I got all 3 bolts in there. Let me show you. Three of those nuts are in there. Once everything is done, okay, do both sides, put the wheels on, everything is tight. Make sure you tighten everything up. Make sure you put that second stud in there also. Don't forget anything. Don't forget to double check all your work. Bring the car down, let it sit on the tires, and then tighten these 3 bolts up here, and you're all set and done. That's how simple it is, because once you put it down, it's gonna put all the pressure and load and make everything sit flush. Check this out. Perfect. Smile the light. Perfect. All I have left is this, and put the sensor in, and bada bing bada boom, bring the car down, put the tire on, tighten the tire, and finish up on the top.